Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the second lecture of grade 11 Cambridge Economics. The topic is fiscal policy that is being conducted. Principles of taxation. Tax burden is the proportion of tax taken from the national income of an economy in that national economy. That is how much amount of tax people, individuals and businesses pay to the government as a proportion to their incomes becomes the tax burden in terms of as a percentage of GDP. Now, the next two concepts are tax evasion and avoidance. And these are very important to understand the difference between the two. Tax avoidance means minimizing of taxes. That means if I am liable to pay 10 rupees on 100 rupee of income, I pay only 2 rupees as tax. That means I'm avoiding the total amount of tax that is liable of me to pay. That is deferring taxing. Whereas if I talk about tax evasion, it means when people do not pay taxes at all. So taxes are compulsory payments backed by laws, and non-payment of tax or tax evasion is a punishable offense. Some taxes can, however, be avoided legally. For example, taxes on cars or petroleum can be avoided by not owning or driving a car. Reasons for taxation. That means, why does a government imposes tax on its people or earners? There are certain reasons. Number one being taxes raise revenue to fund public expenditures. So the money that is raised as a revenue through taxes will be used on public projects like making of roads, um, education, hospitals, public hospitals for the good of the people. Reason number two, taxes are used to manage the macro economy. For example, raising taxes can help to reduce the rate of price inflation in an economy by reducing the rate at which total demand is growing. And cutting taxes can therefore increase the total demand and help to boost output and employment. So the macroeconomic aims can be achieved by using taxation. Number three, taxes can reduce inequalities in an income. High incomes can be taxed more than the lower ones to reduce inequalities between after tax incomes. That is, the rich will be taxed more and the poor will be taxed less as compared to the rich people. This will reduce the income gap between the two classes, the rich and the poor. Number four, taxes can discourage spending on imported goods. If the government levies taxes on imported goods such as luxury items, luxury cars, perfumes, cosmetics, this will discourage people spending on imported goods. Why? Because if we levy tax on an imported good, its price will rise. We have already studied this previously in section 6.2.4. Taxes can discourage consumption and production of harmful products. We all know that if we want to stop the use and the sale and the consumption of harmful products like alcohol, cigarettes, or any other product, guns for that matter, that are harmful for the general public, by applying taxes on them, the prices will rise, and people will be discouraged to consume those items. Sixth reason will be taxes can be used to protect the environment. That means if I want to protect certain productive activities that create pollution or harm the natural environment, they can be taxed so that can reduce the profits associated with these activities. What is a good tax? A good tax should be designed with the following principles in mind. Number one, equity. This means taxes should be fair and taxpayers with similar characteristics should be, such as firms with similar levels of profits in the same industry or people earning the same incomes in broadly the same way should be paying the same amount of taxes. Number two, non-distortionary. As far as possible, taxes used to raise revenue should not affect or distort sensible economic behavior. For example, taxes on incomes and profits should not be set so high as to discourage enterprise or people from working. Certainty. People and firms should know when a tax should be paid and how much they should pay. Tax rates should be relatively stable from year to year and should not be subject to sudden fluctuations or changes. This allows people and firms to know broadly how much tax they will need to pay in future and to plan their finances accordingly. Number 4, convenience. It must be simple and easy for people and firms to pay the taxes they owe on a regular basis. For example, income taxes are often collected by employers every month from the wages and salaries of their employees. People and firms can now also pay their taxes online in many countries using their debit or credit card or electronic bank account transfers. Number 5, simplicity. Taxes should be easy to understand. If they are too complex, people and firms may find it difficult to calculate how much tax they owe and could keep getting it wrong. And number 6, administrative efficiency. Taxes should be cheap and easy to collect. If the taxes collection process takes a higher cost than the actual amount of tax collected, then obviously it will be of no point of levying a tax which costs more to collect. Classification of taxes. There are three types of tax systems: progressive tax, regressive tax system, and proportional tax system. In a progressive tax system, the proportion of income taken in tax rises as income increases. This means people or firms with higher incomes pay a higher proportion of their income in tax than those on lower incomes. A regressive tax system, the proportion of income paid in tax falls as income rises. It may be considered unfair to people or firms with low incomes because a much larger fraction of their income is taken as tax, although they will in total pay less tax than those on higher incomes. Examples of each tax systems are given in your book on page 294. The third type of tax system is a proportional tax system. That means whatever the income is, everybody pays the same amount of tax, the same percentage of tax. For example, a tax of 20% on all incomes is an example of a proportional tax system. Let's do the activity 4.8 on page 294 of your books. Look at this graph. Let's decide Which of the lines 1, 2 or 3 represent a tax that is proportional? Now we all know that progressive taxes are less for lower incomes, and as the incomes increase, the tax percentages increase. For regressive taxes, we know that a higher percentage of tax rate is taken for lower incomes of, and in a proportional tax system, the same amount of tax is levied or imposed from all groups of incomes. So answer your numbered A, B or C. Which line represents which tax?